Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Welcome to the next big idea. An incredible journey of innovation, passion and game-changing ideas. Let's see what this team brings to the table.
Good afternoon, judges. We are Team Cody from Mumbai, and our product directly comes under the air defense system. So, as you know, the current war-like scenarios, like there is the China, there is the Russia, Ukraine, and everything. So, at this point, there is a severe need for a protected system where we can protect the civilians. Our project, which we are presenting here, that what we are planning is to directly save those people who are getting attacked at the missile landing position. We know we cannot save 100% of them, but at least if we can save at least 10% of them, that also makes a big impact. So we are planning for architecture, and we are planning for a plan B to save the civilians.
So coming to the problems, actually we know the current updates here. The Ukraine, Russia, you can say Israel, Hamas, and also Iran, Pakistan currently going on. So Israel, having one of the most greatest air defense systems, Iron Dome, Israel was bombarded. How? Because the Hamas has launched 5,000 rockets, and Israel has Iron Dome has the capacity of only 1,000 rockets. That's why all the 1,000 rockets intercepted the Hamas 1,000 rockets, but the 4,000 went into Israel, and that's just the history. But what was the severe cost? People died. Why people died? People who got the siren message. Siren messages are coming like, hey, you are in the threat, you are in the attack, country is in the attack, but they are not knowing the predicted attack locations. Due to which people are just sitting at their home and praying that they should be safe, the missile should not fall here. So the problems which comes are that the people under the threat or under the air defense are not knowing the predicted target locations. They are not getting the real-time alerts. They are not getting the evacuation processes. If we see in every air defense threat or accidents, every evacuation systems comes after the happening of the threat, which is not an evacuation. Evacuation is something where before the arrival of a threat, it is known as an evacuation. So if you see, all the air defense systems works on 4 pillars. It is like detection, identification, interception and destruction. So all the 4 pillars includes arms and ammunition. We'll come to the two-way defense system when I explain my defense systems. So the solution is we are giving the predicted attack locations. How? By using Kalman's filter. Kalman's filter is an algorithm which predicts the initial state. It takes the initial point as an input. It takes the initial velocity as an input and gives the predicted targeted location or the predicted targeted trajectory, through which we are mapping it on a normal map and getting all the target locations there. So what is needed, it's like we are telling it, but you might see it as an impossible, like how it's possible. Even many defense systems are there. How they are not doing it? The simple logic behind is like we are giving real-time updates. It is required. Why? Suppose you are under an attack. Suppose this college is under an attack. There are many sirens coming. There are many sirens and they are telling that you are under attack. But we are not knowing the predicted locations. Whether it fall in this lab, whether it can fall in that lab. But if I give you the predicted location and is the attack here, you will run? Yes. You are safe. You are 100% doubt. You are 100% guaranteed that if I get from this lab, I am 100% safe. And that's what we are planning to do. Besides this, we are also giving alerts. It is not a normal alert. It is a message alert and call alerts. Again, call alerts like asynchronous call alarms. Unless and until the user doesn't acknowledge the call or doesn't pick up the call, it will continuously call. It will be continuously calling you for number of, maybe for the iterations of 50 to 100 times. Also, we are giving evacuation tips on the map. We are using rerouting services like Google Maps. Google Maps, when we are starting any destination position to the final position, we set it. After setting it, we get the directions. But if we want to reroute ourselves, we have to change the direction and again change the input. But we are giving privileges to the customers or the users to reroute. For example, if I am standing at point A and it is a target location, I have to run to the point B. In between, I get the real-time input that the target location is in point B, where I will reroute. So we are giving privileges that the user can directly drag the marker and he will get the real-time updates of that location. Now, I would like to showcase a prototype. So the blue dot is representing the initial position and the initial velocity of the product, the object, and the red one is showing the predicted position of the object. As you can see, the blue line is following the red line. That means it is predicted. The trajectory of the motion is being predicted before.
And we can see the threat is in the danger zone. It will start ringing, and all the alerts will be sent here. If you are in a danger zone, you can alert. Also, we are providing evacuation techniques. Like for example, we are in a current a radial zone. It is impossible. It is nearly impossible to run out of that radial zone because, for example, the golden period. We call it as a golden period. The golden period is very less. So how can you run out of that zone? For that, we are providing evacuation. Evacuation is like you can run under some malls, hospitals.
The call alert is coming because we have used third-party application until and unless we end the call. If we answer the call won't come back, and once we end the call, if we end the call will continuously come because of looping. This is our alert system.
In the evacuation also we have routing, as we already mentioned we have to reroute the user. The user has the permission to reroute. So here if the user picks, so he can get all the routes. If you just see, so all the routes, all the routes will be here. The user has an option to reroute himself to all the location outside the radius zone.
Discussing about the market size. So the total addressable market. It's like it is a defense product, and we want to safeguard our whole citizens, every citizen of the India. That's why our TAM is 140.76 crores, which is the total population of India. Again, coming to a serviceable addressable market, it is we are converting it, or we are calculating it according to the smartphone users from age 18 to 65, because they are the only one who will be getting the alerts, and they will be only active persons which will be taking part in evacuation very actively. So it is 65 crores. And again, we are coming to the serviceable optimal market. Here we are targeting the hotspot cities of India, where attacks are more prone to come, like Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Delhi, and it is at 8.85 crores.
This is just an estimation of India. If we scale it up to all across the countries, then the estimation will go.
So these are the direct competitors, which is the Indra, which is the own Indian company, Terma, which is a North America company, and governments of all countries having a defense program, which are direct competitors, and government of Israel having Iron Dome systems. They are also working on the project, but they are not predicting the attack location. Rather, they are working on alerts currently. Our indirect competitors are L3 Harris, which are working on missiles, Mahindra Defense. As we know, Mahindra Defense is in Indian markets, and it has established a good name, and also MKU, Empowering Heroes, which are making hardwares. So the advantage of the product over other is, yes, we are predicting the attack location. That's the major advantage, because if we are predicting it, we are getting everything about the alerts. We are getting every scenario about the people who can stay safe there. Coming to the lean canvas of the project. So as we know our customers and our problems and our solutions, coming to the point to key metrics. Actually, we are using key metrics as in future products. Like we are getting key metrics like when was the attack, how much was the attack, what was the radiation emitted, which country did attack, what was the satellite trajectory, what was the missile trajectory. By using this, we are also developing a model, a machine learning model, which can predict attacks again. By the international relations, it can tell the predictions that at this day or at this scenarios, may the country can attack us by taking the historical data. So about the channels, direct channel is to the government agencies or the defense companies in India. So coming to the
This is our admin dashboard. Basically, this is what the government side, the authorities will be saying. Like all the how the missile is being, the GPS, according to the GPS location, how it will be coming, the altitude graph.
Coming to the business model in which you all are interested. So The business model we are selling as a software product to as a one-time purchase also, or as a subscription also, by upgrading it time to time. We pursue partnership with businesses, like if we are providing evacuation, so we can partnership with evacuation teams, like they are providing some exosuits or anything which is useful for evacuations. Also, we will partner with ISP, the internet service providers like Airtel, big companies, telecoms. Yeah, the revenue streams, we can generate revenue from software development, maintenance, updates, reports, supports, partnership costs, and competitive advantage is stand out with a comprehensive approach to airthreat management.
Prototype that we should.
Okay.
What is the question? I'll start.
Yeah, please start.
Is that, you said your TAM SAM song is like what, 1.4 crore, 1.4 billion people, right? But typically when we talk about TAM SAM or song, it's about paying customers, right? Are you saying that addressably you're saying 1.4 crore Indians will pay for your services? No, right? So yeah, so I need to understand the distinction between who's your customer, who's your consumer.
Yeah. So the customer is the government, the consumers are users, like the citizens of any country. The customer, it is a B2G. We are focusing on B2G, not B2B or B2C. Our main customer is government.
So
We're going to sell it to the government.
one customer in India.
Big one.
Right. One customer.
Your TAM SAM SOM all are one.
Yeah. One itself.
Right.
One big one
Yeah, one big one.
with a big defense budget.
Because the
Yeah,
market
right.
size is huge. You can see it.
Another question I have is, you're talking about heuristics and algorithms to predict the incoming, using the trajectory, identifying the location.
Market size.
Where are you going to get the data about incoming data? Are you trying to integrate with Missile Command on the west and east?
We as know, DRDO has made some good projects like PAD, Pathway Air Defense System, or the AAD, the Advanced Air Defense Systems, which are taking the inputs, which are giving the real-time inputs that what is happening on the surface of the Earth, whether it is exo-atmospheric or endo-atmospheric. So, when we are taking the inputs from the military satellites, we are getting some trajectory. They are just locating as per the frequency and as per the speed. And what our algorithm wants is the velocity and the initial position. If I get that velocity and initial position, I can directly implement into or embed into that satellite so that it can give the predicted locations there. So we are using
initial position data is available from the military satellites.
They are confidential. Actually, military satellites are they
So
keep
how
data
do you
confidential.
plan to build a product that will tell you where the missile came from if you don't have a customer? You understand, you're in a chicken and egg. So,
Yeah, right.
So what is your plan around cracking that?
So we studied about satellites. If military satellites are not available, obviously the normal satellites, that Starlink, the C0 satellites. So during the Chandrayaan 3, it was also taking the current position of the itself lander and rovers. So they also take the current activity happening upon the surface of the Earth. So we came to know that the satellite has the advantage, or we can say it has the capability to take the activity of an object, which is, it's like every activity is happening, but at the speed of 2.3 to 3 Mach is very, it's very doubting. When every country has its own air protocols, and if a missile or if any object is entering at 2 to 3 Mach speed and without any permissions or without any air control air control, we can say rules, then it has the Indian Air Defense has been stated that it is a threat, because it's not taking permission, it is flying at a massive speed. And as per our research, the smallest attack that can take place is from Islamabad to Gujarat, which is for 3 minutes. Yeah, and at the speed of 2 to 3 Mach, we are getting the speed of 3 minutes. So if any country fires the missiles of Mumbai, we are getting 11 to 12 minutes. And we are getting, this is the golden period actually.
11 to 12 minutes.
Yeah, this is the golden period for the Mumbai.
11 to 12 minutes. So, but this tracking, like he asked, this is going, you are going to be connected to satellite system, right? But that system as a private thing, will you get access to?
That's why we need
Yeah.
government connection.
That's why we are directly selling to the government, because if we sell it to it, we can get the data.
That's why
You will have to connect with not just government to build your product first.
Yeah.
You will have to link to one of the defense companies,
Yeah, that's
right.
which are already either in the public sector, because in defense, no, they don't believe, I mean, private sector is there, I'm not saying they're not there, but maybe initially some public sector, like you have DRDO, Hindustan Aeronauticals Limited also is there. I don't know if that is of use to you. Not, there is one more, BDL, Bharat Dynamics Limited. That kind of companies are there a lot. Public sector defense company. So that could help make a product with their name and your name. Initially, that's how most of the private companies do. So if it has two names like joint production, you are doing all of it, but they will have a name on it. Then marketing it becomes easier. Okay. So are you clear of the process, how it's going to happen? That is important. Or do you need some, in your prototype, do you need some research even now? Because that golden period should be real time without losing any minute.
Yeah.
So that golden period actually should be enlarged as much as possible. Otherwise, if you have only 2-3 minutes, evacuation is very difficult.
Yeah.
That's why that is what I told you.
Yeah.
It is difficult to go out of that radiant zone. It is nearly impossible. So that's why we are going. Like for example, the attack.
How is Israel doing it with Gaza? There's hardly any border states.
Yeah. Actually, they are using PAD. If you see, can you do this one? If you see the system, they have the same detection, identification, interception, destruction. And give it the example. First, the Hamas missile was detected. Okay. Then it was identified as a threat. Then it came into the interception, that the PAD, the surface to air missiles, okay, it was intercepting it, and then it was destructing in the air. So that's why we are calling our need as a plan B. Why? Because if this fails, people are still alerted, people are still knowing the attack location. If this passes, people are still prepared. So it is working as a plan B to one defense architecture.
No, so my question is, if they are doing this, how long will it take for them to tweak the model and add this as a feature just to notify them on time? You are building the whole product. They already have a product, they have to just add a feature in it. You understood my point?
Yeah. Wouldn't it make more sense for you to license this to them and so that they can integrate it? Why build the whole thing?
We also may be having missile detection system.
Yeah, exactly. India also could have, and I possibly know that it has detection and identification, but we are adding alerting. That's why we need to get connected.
So that's what I'm saying. Alerting is like a notification.
Right.
When we have a missile tracking system, and this is just like one feature which is trying to evacuate the people. Why can't that be integrated there? You make a product and sell it as one thing that can integrate it in that system.
Exactly.
They're trying to sell it to the government.
But not a separate product.
We are not making product. Actually, our main stage is from the identification. There is a.
Did you find out? Did you do enough research to see whether they already have a system of alerting?
Yeah.
On Google, like whenever we research on the sites, we don't have anything that is there because it may be a confidential data that government has still not leaked.
But Israel has. We have the sirens which go out. And in Gaza, everybody gets a SMS.
India
But will
recently
they
also
get the
tested in
evacuation? How
December.
to evacuate?
In
and
December,
Yeah,
India
yeah.
tested an early emergency messaging system that everybody in a lot of places got an emergency broadcast on their smartphones. Right? So that means that the government has a messaging capability. So have you done the research to see if the government can selectively target a geography and give this? If not, then your product can be narrowed down to just narrowing down the geography where it is going to land and targeting that message to only those users in that geography. You don't have to build the whole thing.
And do you think that the precision landing of the missile is not there already? I'm sure we have it. No, have you done your research?
Yeah, we have done the research.
Because you are getting into a segment which is going to be very difficult to compete for you.
Ma'am, we have done the research. You can see the current updates also. People are still not knowing. Big countries like Israel.
No, Israel,
Russia.
Gaza people know. They all said that they get SMS.
They get SMSs, but they are getting SMS that it is a threat. It is. They are not getting the being alerted and being prepared is different things.
So when they get it only they leave, na?
But they don't know the
and that
attack
Israel
conditions.
only sends them messages, we are going to bomb here.
Yeah, and why? Because they have it's like bunkers. They can directly hide into it. We don't have bunkers. That's why we need to make prepared. And if they are getting the attack location, then they will be more prepared, being alerted, because they can take actions very precisely and very surely. That yes, I have to leave this position. This will attack only here. So yes, I have to leave from here. They are not assuming any location that I have to go here, I have to go there. They are sure about the locations.
So my take will be, and I'll end it there, just talk to a few defense companies and see whether they will have more information, because everything in defense is not out. It's all very secret.
It's confidential.
Very, very confidential, and they may not even entertain you inside. Okay, but try and see if you get connected to a few people, that right now what is the technology internally available for precision landing and detecting and notification alerts, whatever, evacuation. What is this, whether there is available, something must be there. Now you need to see what that is. Thank you. Anyway, nice attempt, nice.
And now it's time for judges' opinion about the pitch. So, it was a good one.